You don't need more tools or certifications to be a better coach. You need better questions. The truth is, most coaches talk too much and ask too little. I've helped hundreds of clients create massive breakthroughs simply by changing the way I ask questions. By the end of this video, you'll know how to ask coaching questions that create real breakthroughs fast. And hey, before we dive in, hit that like button like it's your client's aha moment. Instant dopamine for both of us. All right, let's get into it. Here's the thing. Everybody online is obsessed with what to coach or how to coach or which framework is right. Meanwhile, the most powerful coaches in the world aren't the ones with the fanciest certifications. They're the ones who know how to ask the right question at the right moment. And here's the painful truth. Most new coaches overcoach. They fill the silence. They give advice. They try to sound smart. But coaching isn't about proving how much you know. It's about helping your clients know themselves better. Once you master that, you'll have an unfair advantage over 90% of coaches who are still over-explaining instead of uncovering, because your job isn't to talk, it's to illuminate. Why questions matter. When a client hires you, they're not paying for information. They're paying for transformation. And transformation happens through awareness. Awareness happens through questions. It's literally that simple. That's why I say your superpower as a coach isn't in giving answers, it's in asking better questions. If you only take one thing from this video, take this. Curiosity creates clarity. The moment you start asking deeper questions, your session stops feeling like chats and starts feeling like breakthroughs. You'll know you're doing it right when your client says, "Wow, I never thought of it that way before." That's the magic sentence. That's the moment something shifts. The coach's mindset shift. Here's your mindset shift for today. Good coaching isn't about control, it's about curiosity. Your goal isn't to push your client to feel a certain way or take a certain action. It's to help them see why they do what they do so they can make a conscious choice. And now for a hot take. It's not your job to make your client feel better. I know, wild, right? Especially in a world where good coaching gets confused with cheerleading. Most new coaches think a great session means their client leaves happy, inspired, and glowing. But real transformation doesn't always feel good. Sometimes, a lot of times, it feels uncomfortable. It feels messy. Sometimes your client leaves thinking about things they've spent years trying to avoid. And that's okay. Discomfort is data. You're not their emotional support labradoodle. You're their mirror. When you ask the right question, you're not giving them relief. You're giving them revelation. That's the moment where coaching stops being information and starts becoming transformation. I'll give you an example. One of my favorite questions to ask is, if you could choose to feel however you want to right now, what would you choose? I can't tell you how many times I've seen a client stop mid-sentence and say, "Wait, I can choose?" That's the work. That's where change happens. How to ask powerful questions. So, how do you actually do this? Here's my simple 3-part framework for asking powerful coaching questions. Number 1, be concise. The best questions are short. Powerful questions don't need long intros or disclaimers. They land like a mic drop. Instead of saying, "Do you think maybe you're overthinking this situation because you're worried about what people might think?" just say, "What are you afraid might happen?" Clarity beats complexity every single time. Number 2, be neutral. Your job isn't to lead the client toward the answer you want. It's to lead them toward their own truth. So instead of, "Don't you think you're being a little hard on yourself?" try, "What makes you say that?" That neutrality is what keeps coaching clean. It's what separates coaching from therapy or consulting. It's pure curiosity. And number 3, be bold. Ask the question no one else will. Ask the one their friends are too afraid to ask. Like, if it didn't matter what anyone else thought, what would you do? When you ask that kind of question, expect silence, expect emotion, and expect truth. If your client looks slightly uncomfortable, good, you're doing your job. So here are 10 powerful coaching questions for your toolbox. Now, let's talk about specific questions you should absolutely know how to ask. Write these down, screenshot them, tattoo them on your coaching notebook. 1, what do you actually want? 2, why is that important to you? 3, how would you choose to feel right now if you could feel anything? 4, what are you making that mean about you? 5, what would be different if you believed it was possible? 6, if nothing changed, what would that cost you? 7, what's the real feeling underneath that? 8, what's one small action you could take today to move forward? 9, who would you be if you already had the result you want? And 10, if it didn't matter what anyone else thought, what would you do? These questions look simple, but they're powerful because they invite your client to take responsibility. They reveal the gap between where they are and who they want to be. And once your client can see that gap, they can close it. That is coaching. When I'm coaching clients inside Superbloom Coach Society, these are the exact kinds of questions that create breakthroughs in every session. We dig into the mindset behind success, confidence, and consistency. And those shifts change everything because business strategy means nothing without emotional mastery. And the coaches who learn to manage their minds become the ones who scale their businesses faster. So much faster. I see it every single day. The moment a client learns how to ask herself better questions, her whole business changes. She goes from, why isn't this working, to, what's this here to teach me? From I can't to how can I? From I hope clients find me to I'm building something unstoppable. That's the level of transformation you get when you stop chasing answers and start mastering questions. Let's talk about the biggest trap coaches fall into: learning instead of leading. They think they need another certification, another framework, another month of practice before they're ready. But you don't get better at coaching by reading about coaching. You get better by coaching. You can't think your way to confidence. You have to act your way there. So if you want to start signing clients faster, stop hiding behind perfection. Start having conversations. That's exactly what I teach inside my Client Boost formula: how to take bold, daily action that actually books clients without burning out. It's short, it's powerful, and it works right away. So if you're ready to turn all that studying energy into sales energy and cash flow and clients, then you have to check it out. The link's in the description. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the most powerful question you've ever asked or been asked by a coach? Seriously, I might steal it for my next session. And share this video with that friend who keeps giving advice instead of asking questions. You'll be doing both of you a favor. Now, you know how to ask coaching questions that create real breakthroughs fast. So next, let's make sure you have people to actually ask them to. In How to Get Coaching Clients, I'm showing you 10 places to find your next life coaching client. It's one of my favorites because it's full of strategies that actually work right now. Click that link in the description and I'll see you over there.